All right, we're moving on to some nerd news.
All right. We got some decent things to talk about.
Out with it, Jonas.
A little bit.
Out with it.
CinemaCon was last week or throughout the week. I think one of the big things that came out was finally they showed some footage from Avatar. People have been talking about Avatar 2. No, James Cameron's Avatar. And so it's called The Way of Water is the official title. People were coming out of...
What was that one movie with the fish person and the girl? Kind of...
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
Similar
The one where
title.
Way of Water.
Well,
that's the fish guy and the girl.
Okay, anyway.
That's all you have to
Titles
do.
are similar. Titles are similar. That's all. Okay. Shape of Water.
But apparently, the people that saw stuff, they dropped a trailer and footage. The trailer is going to be dropping with
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange.
So that's
This week.
This week.
Okay.
It'll be in theaters over the weekend,
for it.
and then it'll drop sometime during the week. But everyone is raving about how incredible it looks.
They're raving, huh?
That's
Ranting and raving?
ranting and raving.
Wow.
So
The whole
again,
package.
I am on the record for saying that I'm not a big fan of Avatar. I get that when it came out, the 3D was kind of the big draw to it, but the story to me wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's kind of pushing that same thing where the technology is kind of advanced and they've been working so long on this. So I think a lot of people will go based on
The experience.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of all this information? Does it make you excited for Avatar 2, or are you kind of just the needle's kind of in the same spot?
It's in the same spot for me. I'd rewatched the first Avatar a few months ago, and I actually liked it more than originally when I saw it. I still agree that the story is, we've seen it a million times. It's not that interesting, but yeah, just something about the movie. It just kind of grabbed me in a way it hadn't before. So, I'll see the next movie, especially with apparently there's new technology and cool ways to see it. So I'm sure it'll be...
The water feels real. It sprays you.
It's one of those 4D ones or whatever.
Yeah, the D box, I think it's called.
That's something else.
No, it's called a D box.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Convince their marketing folks.
I am never going to that movie theater.
I don't know what I was talking about. What do you think, Josh?
I will have to watch the first one in order to be excited for the second one because I still haven't seen the first Avatar. For me, this is one of those movies that's like, it'll be interesting to see how it does because I'm like, I don't see people that are like diehard Avatar fans. You know what I mean? Like I've never met someone that's like, you know what my favorite movie is? Avatar.
Yeah.
Like, do those people exist? Are they out there?
Didn't people exist like that when it came out, though? They're like,
Yeah.
this is probably my new favorite
But I
one.
think it was because
But it was fleeting.
like we talked
totally
about.
fleeting.
It was the have
tech-
you seen it in 3D?
Yeah, it was the
it's
technology.
amazing in 3D.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily the movie as much of like
It's like in high school.
I think there were some kids who were like, this is my new favorite movie.
It's like in high school
I don't
when
think it is
everybody
anymore,
loved
though.
Napoleon Dynamite, and everyone just loved it to love it. Even though
When are we getting Napoleon Dynamite
And
2?
then I watched it and I was like, this is garbage. But it's just because like, oh, did you see Napoleon? That was the coolest thing. I think that's the same thing with Avatar. People are like, did you see it? This is amazing. And then like, I don't see like Avatar merch flying off the shelves, or like you go to a nerd spot and you see Star Wars, a nerd
you go
spot.
to that nerd spot.
Like a comic book shop or stuff like that. You see like Star
we
Wars,
should have called our
DC,
podcast.
Marvel,
The Nerd Spot. That sounds awesome.
Star Wars, DC, Marvel. You don't see like a section for Avatar. Does that make sense? It didn't
you
like
will.
hit pop culture and stay with
It had fleeting
Yes. So I think
popularity.
I think it was
And guess what?
flavor of the
And
month.
guess what? They made a ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
Record-breaking money. I think it's going to be a very similar thing. I think it's going to be not as crazy as it was. It's still going to make money, and I think it's still going to be very entertaining to watch. But the story, I don't know what they're doing with the story. And aren't they supposed to be doing like a bunch of these movies?
like 5,
Four.
I think.
So-
5? 4.
It's 5 total, so there's 4.
So 4 more. So that's just crazy.
Shape of Earth, Shape of Fire.
Shape of Sky.
Or
the way.
Or the
Way of
flow.
water, way of wind, way of earth,
something
way of
else.
fire. Earth, wind,
So
and
he's
fire.
doing the Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff.
Yeah.
James Cameron, what a
But they're filming them all together, so they should come out.
every year I think.
Yeah.
After this,
like pull a Lord of the Rings.
Did is the soundtrack any good? It's like one of James Horner's last scores, I think.
Oh, for the
Was it
the
James
original
Horner?
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was James.
Because James Horner did Braveheart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like his style. So if you like what he's done, then I think you would like it. I think it's good. Sounds like Titanic. Yeah, that style. But I guess with like in terms of how well it would do, personally, like I said, I'm not that interested in the movie. But people had said that about Titanic. They said that about the first Avatar, that it's going to tank, it's going to do poorly. And then look how well this is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like this could easily be like
This movie is not going to do bad.
Yeah, he definitely has box office
no way.
draw.
Yeah.
No,
He puts his box office draws on.
That was a terrible.
one leg at a time.
It's like just like the rest of us. No? All right, guys. Well,
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
cool. Avatar coming soon. The other thing, this is just a kind of a quick thing. So DC drops kind of some stuff. I want to talk a little bit. They dropped a new trailer for The Flash. There's been like Ezra Miller's nuts right now, and he's gotten arrested multiple times.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do with the movie, but one of the things they dropped in the trailer, and I don't think this is a spoiler because we're going to eventually see the trailer, but they had Michael Keaton's original line that he uses, which I can't.
You want to get nuts?
Yeah, you want to get
Batman?
nuts.
Yeah.
So he uses that in the trailer, and then the other thing is they show who the bad guy is, and it's General Zod from Man of Steel.
Oh,
So
like Michael Shannon coming
it
back.
kind of confirms that they are going back through the events of Man of Steel with the Flash. So that's in the
Watch that
trailer.
movie again.
But so this is what this brings up is people are saying that it's erasing the events of Man of Steel. It's going to be a completely different timeline. It's not even the same thing. But that's just kind of interesting. What do you guys think of kind of rehashing the Man of Steel timeline with Flash and Michael Keaton instead of Henry Cavill?
I mean, that'll be interesting. I don't know like what they would have to do with the story. Maybe pick up where, I don't know, Ben Affleck's Batman wasn't doing anything at that time specifically. But I don't know. I definitely wasn't expecting General Zod from Man of Steel being the villain. So that'll be interesting for sure. Yeah. What do you think, Corey?
I'm ready for a DC movie to get me really involved. You know what I mean? Like I want to root for a DC superhero, and I want a good bad guy that is really interesting. So I hope the Flash does that. General Zod's cool, so that's interesting that they would go back on. I mean, not on that, but back to that.
Yeah.
In a different timeline. That's interesting. I wonder. Wonder how that's going to interact with Flash directly. Because, how is he going to counter Flash? I don't know. It's just interesting. Very interesting choice. Interesting choice. But, yeah, I mean, not a bad thing for me. Positive thoughts for sure. What about you, Choop?
I think I'm excited for it. I think the only thing that bums me out is that it's not a Flash standalone movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Flash
They're
with
kind of
Batman and Supergirl. You know what I mean? So it's like he's not really getting his like one-off, which I mean that.
Yeah, I wish
ship
it was
has
more
sailed,
him. Yeah,
because the executives at WB were like, we gotta catch up to Marvel, jumpstart it. We're starting right now, kind of a thing. So we didn't really get that standalone superhero experience for Flash and Aquaman. Well, kind of for Aquaman, but he was introduced in the other movies first. But I mean, it sounds like it'll be good. I mean, I'm excited for it. I think it's interesting that Michael Shannon's back for Zod, because I feel like he's one of those guys that's like notoriously grumpy about
like I already did this
comic book movies and stuff like that. So I think maybe that gives me a little hope. Well, I mean, it's a fat check that he gets to cash.
Yeah,
so maybe
money
maybe it
enough.
doesn't matter. But I mean, he kind of comes off that kind of way of like, if it's not something he's interested in, he's not going to do it. So hopefully it's something interesting. He's awesome in Man of Steel. So hopefully they can get something good out of him, and the story's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. That's almost 10 years since Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I guess when I think of like that time from that movie till now, and then I think of like when the first Iron Man came out to Infinity War, that seemed like way longer. Probably because there was just way more movies.
Right.
But yeah, it just seems like, wow, that is crazy how fast that time goes.
And Henry Cavill still hasn't gotten a sequel. So.
Wait, so can you guys
Coming up.
Can you guys talk to that aspect of what you said, where they're trying to jumpstart something like the MCU? Like, what do you? Can you specify that?
So when the MCU started, right, and then it was at the end of Christopher Nolan's trilogy. Man of Steel had come out, and then instead of building
on that,
individual, they were like, Batman versus Superman.
Right.
We're gonna smash them together.
went- yeah.
It was gonna be Man of Steel 2.
Right. So what I'm saying is this movie supposed to be the starting point of a new?
I don't.
What is happening here?
So,
Because I think that's one of the biggest issue with DC is that no one knows what's going on.
Right.
It's just a bunch of rando movies here and there.
So here's kind of, there's multiple camps on this, and it's really hard. So there's been
Has there been official word on their intentions?
There's been leaks on stuff.
Okay, so nothing official.
Well, but here's but things have come out in trailers that kind of have confirmed it. So originally what was going to happen was they were going to use the Flash to reboot everything and start the whole thing was they were going to start a new Justice League, get rid of Ben Affleck's character, kill him off, and kind of go into this new direction with the Flash. Apparently what's happening now is they're still going to create this alternate timeline, but they're going to keep all the other timelines intact. So Ben Affleck is actually going to stay alive in his timeline, which would be the Justice League stuff.
Whether or not they use that.
Whether or not they use that, they're just leaving
canon.
it open.
Got it.
What Flash is doing
They're
is
just endlessly
Michael
making
Keaton is going to
their own timelines.
set up with the Flash moving forward in a different thing. Aquaman, Supergirl are going to go in one direction, and then Cavill and Ben Affleck and those, like, they're going to be in a separate one. So it's just going to establish like the multiverse so that there's many opportunities to do stuff. So that's kind of what they're saying, is it's going to set it apart so that everything is possible. So if Zack Snyder wants to continue his stuff, his is all like connected in his universe, and he doesn't have to worry about, does that connect with Shazam or does that connect with anything? Right. It's just like the Pattinson Reeves Batman is its own thing.
Yeah.
The Aquaman, Flash, Shazam, Black Adam stuff is one thing. The Ben Affleck Justice League, Zack Snyder stuff is another. That's kind of what they're saying this movie is going to do, is kind of just delineate that, hey, everything's possible. Everything's kind of in a different
right. It's like No Way Home, you know. Basically, we're just going to open up all the possibilities. I was more just saying, like, the Flash movie has been in development for so long and lost like 4 directors that it started out as a standalone Flash movie, and then it's just basically turned into kind of like this vessel of like, it's the Flash movie. We'll focus on his story, but then we're throwing in all these other characters.
Let's
as well.
solve like the issue. Let's use it to solve the issues we have and just kind of reboot things.
Which they should have done they could have done from the beginning. I mean, it's part of the Flash's story every time. You know, you talk about Flashpoint and creating multiple multiverses. Like, that's just part of his character. But it's just a bummer that it's not like it just seems like it's not focused on the Flash character.
Yeah,
it's like all these other.
Well, it's the same thing. They're saying there's like a ton of cameos from like
Hugh Jackman,
Christopher Reeve, like they're doing stuff like that with him. Like he's going to go throughout the multiverse, and you're going to see like Adam West Batman. Like, there's rumors of Christian Bale's Batman. Like, that they're going to do kind of something like that. It might just be quick, like as he's running through, you see like scenes, but it is becoming really big.
Oh no!
So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And
this doesn't worry you? It worries me big time. This is like a huge flag.
Here's my thing.
The fact that they're editing it so far into it and they're changing the direction of it.
Here's my thing.
That's bad.
I think the fact that they delayed it as a Snyder bro that wants more Snyderverse, I think what's happening makes me excited that they're gonna set up that Zack Snyder can continue his stories. I think this movie is going to do that, and I don't care what they do with everything else. Like, I'll still watch it, especially like the Reeves stuff. If this movie is good and they set up good stuff with Supergirl, I think that would be really interesting to go that direction. So I'm excited for it, and I think from what I've heard recently, I think it's going to make it so that it sets up things to happen with Snyder. And they've already talked, like, this is our next story, but Discovery coming and taking over, they're like, apparently they're really upset with past WB management. They think they really like screwed everything up. And so
they'd be right.
They're canceling a bunch of CW shows. Right before the merger, WB announced the Wonder Twins movie, and they cast characters, and Zaslav today canceled that movie. They said we're not doing this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonder Twins powers activate.
And
That's gonna be. I wanted a gritty take on the Wonder
one
Twins.
of the things
Happening?
that has come out that Zaslav has said is that he doesn't understand. He thinks that Henry Cavill's Superman is the best character DC has, and the fact that they haven't done more with him is he's upset, and he says his priority is doing more Cavill. Now, more Superman. Now, they've just had an interview with Henry Cavill where they asked him about, are you still Superman? And he like smiles and he says, we've had discussions, and now things have moved forward, and we're having discussions with more people that are now in charge. And so he's like, so more on that later. So I think they're going to announce Man of Steel 2 with Cavill. So that gets me excited because I think Discovery understands better what people want. And that's kind of, they're cutting out the CW shows that I think a lot of people have gotten tired of. Yeah. And I think they're going to rebrand. I think they're going to go with the Reeves stuff. I think they are going to do more Zack Snyder stuff. And I think the people that are in charge now have a better understanding of how to move forward. So I'm excited for what DC has coming up.
Yeah, the Batman 2 was also officially announced that they're working.
Which I mean, it's like kind of like a no-brainer.
Oh, duh.
Man, that would have pissed me off if they
like, all right,
like,
one and done, guys.
Doesn't look like people like this.
Yeah. So I mean,
Interesting.
it's going to be crazy to see what happens.
I think the only problem that I see is that if they're doing like a Batman and then another Batman and 3 different Batman storylines, I see that as that's pretty saturated.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Matt Reeves' Batman is so different that's different enough to have at least 2 Batmans running. But if you had like, I can't even imagine if they had 3 different Batmen.
Yeah.
So hopefully they kind of spread out the love. I think that would be really nice. So if they want to do like a multiverse type thing, like that's fine. I know that there's some people who aren't going to like it. But I think it could be fine if it was different enough.
Well, I think you could. I think
because Zack Snyder's Batman and his stuff is very different.
Yeah.
Very cool. And
I feel like you could, like, so let's just talk for a second. Ben Affleck's not going to come back and do like 10 movies.
No,
like,
for sure.
If he were to come back, it's the 2 movies to finish his arc.
Yes. And
so to me, it's like, I don't think that would be a problem to do. Or if you wanted to do like his show that he planned to do, like his Deathstroke thing, right? You could do that on HBO Max, an 8-episode, like, or a 4-episode miniseries, and then do the 2, and then he's done. Like, and then at the same time, you have Robert Pattinson doing his movie trilogy, which is people would understand. Oh, these are different Batman. So I think that fits. That's fine.
But then you said
it does make it a little more complicated. It does make it a little more complicated if you have like Aquaman, right? You have Aquaman going on with his.
Aquaman's already like tied in.
Yeah.
To both.
That's going to be kind of the interesting thing. But I think if you're able to say Zack Snyder's going to finish his 2 movies and that's the end of that story, I think most people would understand, like, especially if you name it Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2, like people would know that's his universe. And I don't think that would be too hard.
It's going to be like Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Well, was there ever the Division 2 that wasn't Tom Clancy's? Like, no. That was part of the contractual agreement. So it'll be funny to see. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. There's a lot of moving parts, and obviously things are happening and decisions are being made. I would love for Henry Cavill to come back. I think that's kind of my... If he was to never be Superman again, I think that's kind of, as much as I love Ben Affleck as Batman, I think I love Henry Cavill as Superman more.
Oh, 100%.
So that for me would be like,
I agree.
I can't see anybody else as Superman but Henry Cavill. So,
Zac Efron.
Dude, what up?
Oh my gosh, that'd be the worst.
Like,
I'll take Shia LaBeouf over Zac Efron as Superman.
Really?
Cage.
I gained so much respect for Henry Cavill when I heard this interview about his Superman. And he was like, yeah, so most or like 99% of all actors go on steroids to get jacked really quick. And when he's done Superman, all natural. He worked for every part of that. Oh, I guarantee it. That's so cool. I mean, if you're going to go out there and claim it, like that's like he's proud of it. He's proud of what he does. And he's true to, like, he wants to be true to the character. And that's one of the coolest things I like about him, whether it's with The Witcher or Superman, but he just tries to do his best to pay honor to it. Yeah. The character.
And he's like, he's a real nerd. Like, as, like, you know,
we all know that.
You have, but you have people that like will pretend they are, but like he's, like, he knows the material, he knows the stuff because he actually likes it and loves it. And so, like, that's even one of the things with The Witcher. Like, one of the directors was like, he came up to him while they were filming something, and he was like, hey, actually, this wouldn't happen, so can we film it this way? And the director's like, yeah, let's do it. So that's cool when you have someone that knows the material that is able to kind of be like, yeah, this doesn't make sense, let's do it this way.
Yeah. But it just goes to show kind of the quality of guy, you know, commitment he shows. It's awesome. Really cool. You know, kind of a modern day hero of actors. That's right. That's right. It's refreshing to have people like that. It's cool.
It is.
The other thing I had was John Watts, who directed the Spider-Mans, the Homecomings, and all those. He was
the home children.
All the homies. He was set to direct Fantastic Four for Marvel, and he just stepped down. So one of the big rumors that is coming out is that John Krasinski, who directed The Quiet Place, Jim Harper from Halpin. Jim Harper?
I know why you said that.
He's the rumored to potentially be directing, and there's rumors that he's
starring in it.
So,
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hasn't there been like just a bunch of like fan art of him being Mr. Fantastic?
It's like him and Emily Blunt
for years now. There's been a huge push from fans.
Yeah, it feels good.
Cast.
That's cool.
Do you guys like the Fantastic Four?
No,
I don't feel like I have an attachment to them.
I've never read the comics.
The comics are great. The movies that we've got are terrible.
That's the only reason why people don't like them.
I feel like a lot of people, when they think of that, they think of the movies.
Yeah.
But like if it's done well, you'll get something a lot more close to like an Incredibles. Like that's the type of flavor that the comics of Fantastic Four are. So yeah, I mean, if it's done well,
I'm excited about a good Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That'd be really awesome to see.
Yeah. I'm fine with him not directing. I think it's I think it's good to get different directors in these different type of movies, because I don't want it to feel like the Homies trilogy. I want it to feel like a different thing. So
you just coin a new term, huh? Yeah. Homies.
If I had to direct like an already done superhero movie, it'd be something like that where the bar's really low.
Yeah. Oh,
so anything that I make, it's going to be impressive.
Well, that last one is
it's the best one.
It's supposed to be a terrible movie, right? Because they like just chopped it up.
They chopped it up. Yeah.
I remember watching that. Yeah.
They chopped it up so much that the director started drinking and then lost the Boba Fett movie because of that.
Well, and it all turned out better because then they made The Mandalorian.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, I think that's all I had. You guys had some game stuff?
Yeah, we had some game stuff. I think so. So Overwatch 2, we talked about Overwatch 2. The beta was kind of an open beta. It's kind of messed up what they did. What they basically do is on Wednesday, it was fine. It's just, I mean, they can release their tickets however they want, and that's the freedom they have.
Am I gonna have to boycott Blizzard more now?
I don't know, man. People are pissed. I don't know. I mean, there's always drama behind all that, but. So on Wednesday, basically, they gave selective like streamers and YouTube creators and stuff like that codes. So that was all Wednesday, and so people would watch them. And they could see what the changes were for Overwatch 2. And then the next day on Thursday, what they did, the way that they passed out their tickets is you had to watch 4 hours of a Twitch streamer, or just have it up. You know what I mean? You don't have to actively watch something. It doesn't matter. Put it on a screen for 4 hours, then you get a beta ticket into your account because you have to connect your accounts. You'd automatically get into Overwatch 2 beta. So that's how they did it. So basically, it's kind of a sly. It's also what everyone's doing. It's not just Blizzard. Everyone's doing this. Basically, they're forcing people to watch their gameplay. So their numbers are huge. Over 1 million people were watching Twitch streamers play Overwatch 2 for the first 4 hours of Thursday. And then once everyone got their tickets, I think it was a 20% drop, but still a lot of people were watching Overwatch 2 be played. So I did that. I threw it on the other screen, was working. And then when I got the ticket, installed it and stuff like that. And then so that night I played some Overwatch 2. It really does feel... So the cool thing that they're doing, this is a 2-part release for a new game. It's pretty weird. But the PvP aspect of it, that is going to be that's going to be changing for Overwatch 1. So if you bought Overwatch 1, you will just be converted into the Overwatch 2 gameplay, which is 5 players instead of 6. There's only 1 tank instead of 2 tanks, and new maps and stuff like that. So that's cool. That's free content that you get to enjoy. The PvE, so the going against computers, the storyline, the RPG aspects of it, where you get to specialize your character into whatever, that will be paid for. So you will have to buy that. So Overwatch 2 technically would be that.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you want to play the game, it's free. So that's cool. Yeah. So that's good. But anyway, I played it. It feels very much like a very good update. One of the problems that a lot of people had in Overwatch 1 is that you'd be fighting and everyone would have shields.
Yeah.
You feel like you'd never get to the actual character. And it took forever to win a fight. Basically, everyone would have to time all their ultimate attacks at the same time to just blow out the other team. And then they'd push the thing or whatever, take over the capped point. But in this, it felt more brawly, more one-on-one-y. You could go around the corners, you could be sneaky, you could play a lot differently. So
cool.
It feels like a good change of pace. I think the overall reaction, very mixed. Because a lot of people are like, this isn't different enough to call it a new game. So that was one aspect of it. And then some people are like, oh, yeah, we like it because it's going to be free anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
And some people like that brawliness of it versus very shield-oriented gameplay. So I think it's a thumbs up for me as far as the change. I don't know if it's enough change to revitalize the Overwatch IP, but hopefully the Overwatch 2 part of it where they do all the PvE stuff and the storyline and the missions and stuff like that. Hopefully that's really good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. So
when does it actually release?
I don't know. I don't think they have a date. Yeah. But
2027.
But it's probably I don't know. It'll probably be at the end of this year or the first quarter of next year. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, hey, they're in a good spot already.
Yeah.
So that's good. But yeah. Did you guys see any of it at all or no?
I did not.
They did increase the graphic quality of it, so it looks really good.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Yeah, because it's stylistically any different? Because Overwatch was kind of almost not, I don't want to say cartoonish, but
Very Pixar.
very Pixar-y.
Yes. Yeah. So it's still that way. I think they've just changed it a little bit to be a little bit more refined. And they not messed up. I almost said messed up. They adjusted the UI to look differently.
Okay.
Some of it's better, some of it's not so great, but it definitely looks different. But yeah, I don't know. That was Overwatch 2, so that was cool. The other game that came out was, what was it? Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt.
Yeah.
So the story behind that is that the original game came out in the late 90s. And they were trying to make another one of that, but it got canceled. So instead, in their production of the second one, they made a battle royale just because they could, because they had the assets.
Yeah.
And it ended up, everyone really liked it. And so that's what they ended up doing. So they canceled the main game and they just pushed forward the battle royale. And so that's what they released this week. And I played it a little bit. It's very interesting, very fast paced battle royale. It's cool because you're a vampire and you can climb walls and stuff like that, and so you're in this kind of gothic, kind of medieval, not medieval, but very gothic Transylvania type architecture and stuff like that, and you're just scaling the walls. You got guns and stuff, and it's just crazy. But it seemed pretty well received. I didn't play very much though. But did you see anything on it, Josh?
Crystal and I have been playing it a little bit.
Yeah.
I played a little bit today. Crystal had been playing it before, but I mean, it's you're pretty standard like battle royale game.
Yeah.
Free to play, but it does introduce like just the aspect of being vampires. There's like I think 6 different classes.
Yeah.
Each one, maybe there's more than that, maybe 8. But each one has like 2 abilities basically, and then you can feed on humans to get basically buffs and stuff like that. So there's enough like different dynamics from like a normal battle royale game that I think it's been enjoyable for me to just play.
Different
drink
classes.
blue synthetic blood if
There
you
you
don't want to drink
Sparkly
human blood.
ones,
You do,
vegetarians.
You do have like blood packs that you drink to heal yourself, basically. And it's not synthetic blood. It's not Morbius.
Okay.
I like to pretend I'm Michael Morbius when I run around.
Oh, who does?
With a gun.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun for like a free to play game. I think it introduces at least enough interesting dynamics.
Wait, you
to
use
make
guns in it?
Yeah, you shoot each other.
And
you've got
abilities.
different powers.
I thought it was just going to be like vampires running around like sucking each
Biting
other.
each
But yeah. Scratching, punching, kicking.
Crossbows.
Yeah.
Silver bullet.
Not
And if
interested,
anyone
not
had-
interested anymore now,
lichens?
guys. I hate
And
women.
if you find a wooden stake, you just one-shot them.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, where do these vampires go to college?
Exactly.
And why
It
are they
doesn't make
using
sense.
guns?
Plot holes.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I wish more games would do the strategy that they're doing, basically free to play.
Yeah.
You spend money on cool skins and stuff like that. That's awesome. And then they can actively, improve the game frequently.
Yeah.
So I think that, I don't know. It seems like it might have I don't think it's going to be the top tier
Right.
battle royale, but I think it's going to be in the top like 5, 6 spot probably.
Yeah.
There's so many battle royales.
Right.
It's crazy.
That's kind of what I was gonna say. Is like I don't know what the staying power for this battle royale game is, but at least it's something new and like something different that you can, And if it's fun, it's fun to run around and climb walls and attack people as a vampire. So
But
cool mechanic.
I just think it's a cool thing to like, hey, you can try it for free and you can play it as much as you want for free. And it's not actively limiting what access you have to like characters or anything like that. Like if you want to spend money, you can spend money if you like the game. I love that. I love that idea. So it's good.
Nice.
Cool.
Is there anything else?
I think that was it.
Yeah, I think we're
Any
all she wrote.
News? No? Okay.
sign us out, Jonah.
Thanks for listening this week. Check us out everywhere you get podcasts. Check out our YouTube page out. Corey does a good job. Corey does a great job with the videos. Leave us comments. Any conversations you want to have. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Drop us a line. We'll kind of interact. And if there's anything you want us to talk about on the show, let us know. And yeah, as always, thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll see you all next week.
Adios.
Bye.
See ya.